Rod has made a kind statement about the man who brought him back to Manchester United. Eric Ten Hag, no longer his boss, but he will always be a respected man in his view because of what he did. But right now, no one will care about the love between the two. It is all about results as Ruud van Nistelrooy gets his first test in his interim capacity as manager of Manchester United. My name is Webb. This is the United Sport. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. How are you doing and how has been your day? Let's get it because there is an interesting statement that Ruud van Nistelrooy has given, and this is what he said about Eric Ten Hag. An official statement from him saying, "Good evening and welcome to Old Trafford." As I am sure everyone can imagine, I'm writing these notes with a huge amount of mixed emotions. Eric Ten Hag brought me back to Manchester United in the summer, and while I have only been part of the coaching staff here for a few months, I will always be grateful to him for giving me the opportunity, and I am saddened to see him leave. He goes on to say, even on an interim basis, it's a great honor to manage the club I love for however long I am asked to do so. I can promise that I will always continue to give my all in whatever to try to turn around our fortunes. Despite our results, I'm loving being back at Old Trafford and working with the team and staff every day. We've seen the squad's potential at times this season, but clearly not often enough. Now is the time for everyone at the club to work together, give everything, and turn this season around while we have time. From my experiences as both a player and a coach here, I can say for sure when players, staff, and supporters pull together, Manchester United can be unstoppable. Thankfully, we have time on our side, and with fixtures coming so regularly now, we also have plenty of opportunities to build up some positive momentum, starting with tonight's visit of Steve Cooper and Leicester City in the Carabao Cup. Those are the statements of Ruud van Nistelrooy, who goes on to say it will not be easy, of course. Leicester are Premier League opposition, and they will also be highly motivated by the prospect of moving into the quarterfinals. However, every game we play is also an opportunity for us to remind everyone, ourselves included, of what this great club stands for. When I returned in the summer as Eric's assistant, it was because I believe that Manchester United can climb back to the levels that I knew here as a player. I still have that belief, but it will take time and a lot of hard work. The first step is to restore the winning habit, starting at Old Trafford this evening. I know firsthand the positive effect that our wonderful fans can have on the team. So please get behind the players as we fight together to move a step closer to Wembley. Mm. That's Ruud van Nistelrooy for you. And of course, beautiful statement there. I think it was a very professional statement from the interim boss. And I cannot add anything on someone's personal statement about a person who really brought him back to his beloved place. But here's the thing. The test is against a Premier League club, Premier League opposition. That's Leicester City. And we are talking a team of players who certainly should be motivated and hungry. Never mind the magnitude or the small size of the competition. I think for Manchester United, there are no small competitions no more. I think every opponent we face now, and more so at Old Trafford, has got to be one we take with a lot utmost seriousness. So that's why I'm thinking, and I see the Premier League, rather the Manchester United website was asking whether how many changes we think Ruud van Nistelrooy is going to make to the team. My thinking is, of course, we expect to see a lot of change. Maybe not in terms of personnel, because the personnel are the same. They are still the same. He's not going to, make his own players. But in terms of the arrangement, the playing style, the intensity, the hang of the team, it has got to change. We've got to expect a difference in terms of how these same players are set out there in this particular game. So Leicester City, interesting opposition. And we also think that on the 3rd of November, it's possible that Ruud van Nistelrooy will be still in charge as we take on Chelsea. It's possible that that could happen, considering that Ruben Amorim did request to have a proper, send off of a team that trusted him when perhaps it was not logical was never to trust him at such a young age as a manager. So that's an interesting situation there. But what do I expect to see in this game? First of all, I expect to see players react. The new coach effect is always going to force players to react. That's one. I expect a reaction in terms of hunger, in terms of intensity of the team. I expect Man United to be more direct. I expect Ruud van Nistelrooy to play a game close to the direct football we know Man United for. I don't expect this uh, uh, overloads fascination with overloading and and stuff. I expect a team that is just going to come out there to dominate the game of a game against what should be lesser opposition in Leicester City. That's what I hope to see in this particular game. Not that Leicester City should be an easy opponent, because if you consider the past meetings between Man United and the same team, they have beaten us twice. We've beaten them as many and drawn the other in the last 5 meetings between against them. Of course, all those 5 were Premier League meetings, but that shouldn't matter. I think Leicester will still take this Carabao Cup as important as any title they can play they play in, because to them it's perhaps their only chance for a title, just like it might be the case with Man United. So it's going to be really a game that, and also the fact that it's at Old Trafford and the first game since the sacking of a manager. I don't expect Man United to be complacent in any way. I think we want to just make a statement against Leicester by obliterating them. This is Premier League opposition. We expect them to ring a solid squad for this one. So we expect a very interesting and good affair, dominant affair from Manchester United in this particular game. Can't be easy, but let's hope for something good. So what could my prediction before the game? I think Man United, without a shadow of a doubt, will win this game. There is no doubt in me at all that Ruud van Nistelrooy will organize this team to win. I think we could win it by 3 goals, at least 3 goals to 1, or at least by 3 goals. They will score at least 3 goals. Let me say that. I think we are going to see probably some bit of more organization in the team, because it's an opportunity for Ruud van Nistelrooy to show us what he can do in terms of setting up the team. In terms of the long term plan for Ruud van Nistelrooy, it is still unclear whether Van Nistelrooy is going to stay when Ruben Amorim arrives, but from his statements, he seems to suggest that he's open to the idea of staying if there is a place for him, if they sort of create a space for him that will make him feel, I think, important and contribute to the team. Probably can start as the manager of the rather the coach of the strikers and stuff. There can't be a role, I believe, that Ruud van Nistelrooy can do, even in the setup of Ruben Amorim. But all that will perhaps as well depend on him and how he thinks and he looks at himself now as a manager. Because first of all, he's older than Ruben Amorim. That's one in terms of age. So he might feel like him to stay around and be under a guy, a 39-year-old. Yet Ruud himself is in his 40s. For depending on his personality, feel that's not good, because he's about Van Nistelrooy is about nearly 10 years older than Ruben Amorim. So you can feel like working under him. I mean, again, if you think of course, it's not unusual. Managers always work under younger managers, or coaches work under younger managers, but you can never know what could happen. But Van Nistelrooy has promised that Man United can still be unstoppable. He would want to have a role in this unstoppability, but it starts with him at the helm today, and let's see what exactly he can do. As the thing is, past United legends who have held this position in the interim have actually had some decent results. I remember Ryan Giggs had good results, I think, when he was the interim manager. I do remember Michael Carrick as well set out the team different, beautiful. I think 2 or 3 games that he managed. I actually have a feeling that Van Nistelrooy too will give us an idea, and let's wait and see if other teams won't come and take him. I'll be back here with the match reaction. The game kicks off a bit late at 10:45, but we'll still be here. When it's United playing, we've got to be here and react to the games. And this is an important game, certainly. You've got no reason to go to bed before you listen to the match reaction of our first game without or post Eric Ten Hag. My name is Webb. This is the United Sport. 3-1 is my prediction. Tell me yours in the comment section. Cheers.